The National Teacher Licensure Examination was introduced in 2018 to ensure that quality teachers were found in classrooms and to also raise the standard of teaching in Ghana. After 5 years of its implementation, some teachers scaled the hurdle to pass their licensure exams, while others continue to resit the exams multiple times. According to the National Teaching Council, more than 80% of the candidates who sat the resit licensure exams for the month of May failed, a situation it describes as a national security threat.
The 2023 GTLE1, which was written in May 4 and 5, was strictly opened for reciters, and 7,728 of them sat for the exam. And as out of the 7,728, 1,277 of them passed, which in terms of percentage is 15.5%. So about 84.5 of them failed the exam. Most of them are not ready to be teachers. They don't prepare, and some of them are not even fit to be called teachers as a result of what they produce. When I say what they produce, some of the responses they give, and I think this is a national security threat that the whole country needs to look into this, because when we talk about teachers, we don't just immediately feel the outcome of some of these things. Like a nurse will give you an injection and you could die instantly. But a teacher can pollute about 300 students at a go. And in the near future, you can see what happens. And we don't see it as a threat.
The Ghana National Association of Teachers has bemoaned the development and has also called for a relook at the entry requirements into colleges of education and other tertiary institutions. The Ghana National Association of Teachers argues that this will ensure that taxpayers receive value for money as the teachers receive allowances during their training. General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Thomas Musa, in a Citi News interview added that a stakeholder dialogue was needed over the mass failure recorded, while also demanding that the National Teaching Council release the Chief Examiner's report.
What we are running with now is creating more problems, creating anxiety, creating more worry. And I don't think that is the way to go. NTC should, as quickly as possible, release the Chief Examiner's report and allow the public to distill it and for us to look at it. We take it out from there. But given what is happening now, it is creating so much anxiety, worry, and concerns. How can a state train almost about 8,000 teachers and you have only about 1,002 passing and the 6,000 plus failing? I mean, what kind of explanation would you give to the taxpayer? What kind of explanation? What kind of explanation would you give to the taxpayer? You have no justification. And so, as soon as possible, the report must come. Let us see exactly what the report has to say. Then we take it out from there. It is not a good news. It is not something that, for me, I pray that we will not do like we usually do. By Monday, we will say business as usual. No. We are calling for a national dialogue on this matter.
Education think tank Africa Education Watch has called on the National Teaching Council to place a cap on the number of times candidates can resit the licensure exams. This, it believes, will ensure that candidates do not use unlawful means to eventually pass the licensure exams.
The least time some of them are writing is the third time. And for somebody to have written 3 times and have failed the exam again, whereas we feel that it has to be a point that the NTC would have to consider a cut-off point that would determine how many times they resit for this exam, because it means that if they are going to continue writing and probably they adopted unconventional ways to pass, such students are going to enter into our classrooms to be teaching.
Meanwhile, the National Teaching Council has been outlining alternative measures for candidates who failed the licensure resit exam.
We only have one chance for them to redeem themselves. One chance because we have introduced a reform. And the reform comes with different package. And so they are not going to do the numeracy, literacy, essential professional skills. The reform, literacy, numeracy, essential professional skills, is now one paper. It's now one paper. And so they are going to write that as a paper, and then your area of specialization you'll be examined on, and then the normal pedagogy, and then school policy, like educational policies, as one paper. And so those who are already in the system, they are doing a different thing. So if you want to join, and the minimum you can use to join this particular reform is a degree. So if you are here and you are failed and you are a diplomate, you have to upgrade to get a degree before you can even write that one and then move on. So that